Hi everyone, this is Manjari Biswas. I am here to show you how I do my brides, the steps, the procedures, the techniques, and of course with all my advice and tips what you should be doing and what you should avoid. Here as you can see, I have straight away started with the eyes and I am using a gel liner. You can use any gel liner. It is not important or it is not mandatory to use a brow pomade. You can use a gel liner too of black, brown, or any color that suits you. Here I am using a black because I like using blacks, and I would also suggest that you start off not with a black liner but with a powder eyeshadow to draw the lines of your eyebrows first, so that if you make any mistake there is a chance to correct it. But if you make mistake with black, everything can go wrong. So I have done with both the eyes and I haven't prepped my skin. Usually I do not do it this way, but here I am doing the eyes first and the rest of the face is untouched so far. So I am using small strokes to make the eyebrow look as natural as possible, and later on I would set it with a black eyeshadow. And for those who are freshers, I would suggest that you start with an eyeshadow instead of a gel liner. You take any concealer and nicely cover the lid of the eye, nicely cover the eyelid with your concealer. And you can see that I'm using a fluffy brush because I want to the purpose why I'm using a fluffy brush is because I do not want any harsh edges, so I want to diffuse it, I want to blend it. And this way, as you can see, you can give a nice shape to the eyebrows. Take a flat brush of any size and lay it flat on the temple, and then try and draw the line instead of using the point of the brush. This way it becomes easy, and not only that, you get a straight line. And then cover the rest of the eyelid with a concealer, but ensure that you do not use too much concealer, otherwise there is a chance of creasing or cracking. So after using the concealer, use a blender brush to blend it, and then a damp beauty blender to further soften it. This way you get a soft eye base to which all the eyeshadows will adhere to. I'm going to give you a lot of pro tips, so do listen to and watch the video carefully. Like when you do your eyelid, it's best that you do not pull the eyelid. If you want, you can moisturize the eyelid and set it lightly, gently with some powder, so that your base doesn't become very oily or very greasy. You need a thick base so that the colors can adhere to. So it should not be very slippery in nature. That is the reason why you can set the moisturizer on the eyelid with some powder. Any loose powder would do. So I'm using a Carnival palette. It is very good because it has a lot of colors. Although for brides you do not need these colors, but since I have my academy where I demonstrate a lot of eye techniques, which of course you can see in my Instagram, so therefore I need a lot of colors, and this is a very good palette. Carnival, both the Carnivals are very good. Here I am using most probably Carnival 3, and I've just taken a light brown shadow, and if you can see right now I'm just depositing the color and I'm pressing the eyeshadow, the brush onto the lid rather than blending it. So my intention right now is not to blend, but to just deposit the color onto the eyelid, and you will always have chance to blend it, so need not worry at this moment for blending of the eyeshadow. So deposit the color, and I have taken it a little higher so that it makes the eye look bigger than what it is. But you can also keep the eyeshadow just below the crease, below the crease line. It's all personal preference, guys. You will do your eye makeup and look as per your preference, and the preference will come as you practice and as you do with experience. And with experience you will your knowledge will increase and your skill set will also increase. So you have to keep on doing. This is an artistry. Do not think that you will be a master in the first day itself. No, you will make n number of mistakes, and with every mistake you will learn. That is the best way to learn. So I'm done with the brush. I haven't blended here much. I've just deposited, and I will blend it later on. As you will see, I will use various brushes. Right now I am depositing the black eyeshadow from the Carnival palette, and when you do so, you can pull up the eyelid. By pulling up the eyelid, you get a lot of space to work on. And not only that, the skin stretches. So when the skin stretches, the application becomes smoother. So therefore, I suggest that you always pull up the eyelid just the way that I have pulled it up with the thumb of my left hand, and then work. So I have very lightly added some black eyeshadow to this, guys, to the outer edge of the lid, and I'm also blending it in circular movement because I want a very diffused black on the lid. I do not want to keep it very dark and very loud. Now I've done with the other eye, and now I'm blending it because I want a very soft diffused transition of the black onto the brown. Therefore, take a fluffy brush and diffuse it softly so that you get a nice gradation. And always remember, guys, brides do not like to look tacky or made up. They all want to look beautiful. We all want to look beautiful. So we do not want the entire makeover to look very made up. Yes, of course, everyone knows that on the wedding day everyone is made up, but it should not seem as if we have put in a lot of effort. She should look as effortless and as naturally beautiful as possible. So I am blending it with a fluffy brush. The brush that I'm using is from PAC. I don't quite remember, but you can use any fluffy brush. The purpose of this brush is just to blend it. Now notice here carefully, guys, I'm using the same brush with which I had deposited the colors, and without taking any further color, I'm just darkening the outer corner of the eyes in a C shape, but I haven't taken any black color. So whatever is left on the brush, I am just using it and doing a C so that it gives some shape to the eye, and I'm at the same time I'm blending it with the fluffy brush. So every time you do, you hold 2-3 brushes in your hand and keep blending every time you deposit the color. So this way you will not only get a good finish, but it will look very pretty as well, that you will see in the end. So keep blending, and this is a time-taking process. That is why I did not edit. I did not want to edit this part because I wanted you to see how many times we use the brushes to blend. So once you're done, take any glitter glue, and you can apply a little glitter glue and add some glitter as per your choice. Initially I thought I would just leave it smoky, and then I changed my mind. This is how I always do. I think of something and then I changed my mind while doing it, and I work as I decide as I work. I look into the mirror and then I see what is looking nice and what is not looking nice. So this is something that always happens with me. And so now I'm adding some liquid eyeshadow. Well, this step was not needed, but I thought I'll just try this product. The product is from Oriflame Private Limited. It's a Swedish cosmetic company, and I'm just adding it in the outer corner very lightly and blending it with my fingers, just to give some dimension to the eyes, just to give some depth. Although the black is there, this was not needed, but I still thought I'll do it. Guys, do not hesitate in using your fingers, because your fingers are a very good tool. And when makeup started years and years back, when we had no brushes, when there were no concept of brushes, artists would use fingers to blend. So fingers are your best friend, so do not hesitate in using your finger. Always blend it well. I am using a liquid liner which is not a waterproof, so I was a little worried what if she had water in her eyes, or what if she cried for any reason. The makeup could have gone bad. But ideally you can use a waterproof liner. The reason I also another reason why I do not prefer using a waterproof liner is because it has a shiny effect, which I do not like. I like a matte liner, so that's why I do not use waterproof liner. But what you can do is you can use a normal liner and then add gel liner on top of it, so then it becomes waterproof. And I'm drawing a very thin line and a little wing, because on brides wings look very nice, and also because she has a good shape, so why not do the wing and see how she looks. So but a very thin line. And always remember, guys, be very careful when you're doing the inner corners. It takes a lot of practice and a steady hand to do the inner corners. And the inner corner of the eyes, when I do the inner corner of the eyes, I always tell my brides that this is the most critical time, and that I will give them time to blink. So I pause, after every one stroke, very tiny stroke, the tiniest that you can think of, I move back and I let them blink. I do take a lot of time in doing the inner corner. So after the mascara, I am applying the eyelashes. Nothing in particular, but this eyelash is from Swati Verma. I cannot say whether I liked it or not, because it did give me a little, a shiny effect, which again I don't like on lashes. I like matte lashes. As you can see, the lash is shining on top. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it again on any of my brides, because I personally like matte lashes. And when you apply lash, give it some time. I always ask my brides to look down rather than keeping their eyes shut. This way the lashes, you get a good space for the lashes, and you know where to start and where to end. So the placement of the lashes becomes easy. Also, another thing, keep Q-tips handy and always carry it. Do not forget, because your clients might need it anytime. And after the lashes, because these are quite heavy lashes, so they do feel a little uncomfortable, let them clean their eyes and fix it, so that once you start, their eyes are comfortable and they don't start watering again. So this way your makeover will be safe and you will have a nice makeover. Starting with the preparation of the face, I have cleaned her face with a wet wipe, and now I'm using a moisturizer that's from PAC, and moisturize it well, massage it well. I usually use one finger. I do not use all my fingers to massage. So I massage it well onto the skin, and after every step I do wait for some time so that the product soaks in, because if you have a dry skin, you will end up having a cakey makeup. So please ensure that your preparation of the skin is absolutely perfect. To have a good base and a low makeover, a foundation, you need a very good foundation of the skin. That is the preparation of the skin. So now I am using a Krylon. The shade is Oriental. This I use for dark for color correction for any dark circles or pigmentation marks. I'm using my fingers and I'm gently tapping it onto the skin, not dragging it. And once this is done, you can use a beauty blender to just softly blend it. Well, you do not need to blend it. The purpose is to soak the excess product. So that's the reason why we use a beauty blender. But of course, a beauty blender also, because of its shape and texture and the way it is made, it does blend very well. So I will use a damp beauty blender to absorb the excess product if there is any on the skin. So now I'm starting with the foundation. I've used NARS here. The shade name is not there. In case if I find it, I will let you know. I'm using NARS and a flat foundation brush. You can apply with finger. You can also apply with beauty blender, whatever you're comfortable with. This might seem a little heavy in the beginning, but I assure you by the end of the video, everything will look just very seamless and very natural. So I'm using a flat foundation brush and I'm doing one side at a time. Once I'm done with this side, I'm going to use a beauty blender. I will blend it, I will absorb the excess, and then I will move on to the other side of the face, repeat the process, and then probably the entire face and do it. I'm rushing through the entire side. I've just fast forwarded it because it's the repetition of the other side and I'm doing exactly what I had said. So I'm just applying it and then I will blend it with a beauty blender and then blend the entire face together. Now this is a process that everyone knows and everyone is aware of this product, this concealer by NARS. By Tarte. So I'm using it in the center of the face and then blending it with a beauty blender to absorb the excess and of course to blend it. And very lightly, I do not do anything excess. I like very soft makeovers, so I'm going to use everything in very little, in as little as possible. So every quantity that I use is very minimal and very softly I blend the entire face. So I usually do the contour after highlights, but today I have done contour first and the highlight first and then the contour. The reason why I do the contour before the highlight is because it does not give a very muddy effect. Otherwise there is a slight chance of the face becoming a little muddy. So if you do the highlight blending later on after doing the contour, you get a better result. I am blending the nose contour. I usually blend with my finger or a beauty blender, whatever is handy. and I'm comfortable with all the tools, so I'm okay with anything. The video might get a little longer, but I didn't want to skip any step so that you know exactly how to get a good base, a good foundation, and every step requires a blending. So after every step, do not forget to blend, because this way you get a very natural finish. And honestly guys, these are very pro tips that every artist learn after making a lot of mistakes and after years of practice and knowledge, because I have this experience, therefore I'm able to tell you. But if you like my video, please do not forget to like and subscribe, although likes and subscribe do not really help in reaching or earning more, but it does make us feel happy. To be very honest guys, this YouTube, I had no clue, but this takes a lot of time to video, to shoot, to record, to edit, to record the voice and then post. So it's a lot of work. And if you do like, then please let me know. I will feel very happy that I've been able to clear your doubts. I've been able to show real steps what we actually do for any bride. Hoping you will learn a lot from this video, and do let me know. So right now I am using Krylin powder with my Damn Beauty blender, and I'm baking the under eyes. Do not hesitate in using powder, because unless you use powder in the right quantity, your base, the foundation, will not set, and there is a chance of the foundation melting away, and it will not be waterproof or sweat proof. So you need to use the the powder properly, and let it sit there for some time so that it absorbs all the moisture and gives you a very good base. And now I'm doing the under eyes, and also I have applied loads of powder on the eye, on the under eye, so that if there is any fallout, which there won't be, but just in case if there is any fallout, I have the powder to dust it off. So use a pencil brush, and I'm using that liquid eyeshadow that I had bought from Oriflame Private Limited, and using it under the eye, because when you use a liquid eyeshadow, the chances of falling off is less, so the foundation remains intact. So that's why I prefer using these creamy and liquidy bases once my foundation is done. And always remember, when you're doing the outer eye for the under eye, do join the under eye with the upper eye eyeshadow. If there is a disconnect, then it does not look nice. So it needs to be joined in the right way and in the right thickness. If you make it very thick, again there is a chance of the bride looking very dramatic. Now guys, once the under eye is done, there is a way to remove the powder underneath. So do not dust off the powder, rather take a fluffy brush. I didn't get a big fluffy brush, but here you can use a big fluffy brush. I'm using whatever was handy. So take a big fluffy brush and don't drag or don't dust the powder, rather press it on the skin so that it sits on the skin. So here I'm pressing on the skin, I'm not dusting it off, so that the powder sets on the skin. So this is the right way to dust off the powder, and not just blowing it off, so that it basically, the powder needs to sit on the skin, and it should be in partnership with the foundation. If I've sort of, it should be in it should be together with the foundation sitting on the skin. I hope this makes sense. And now guys, it's time for the part that I love the most. It's the highlighter. I'm using a highlighter from Anastasia. It's called it's an old one. It's called Ice something. It's very nice. It looks very pretty on the face, and I love doing the highlighter. I'm sure all of you love doing the highlighter the most. And every time we do the highlighter, we always see our brides smiling, because yes, it does add that glow to the face that we all so desire. And as you can see, very softly I'm dusting off the highlighter on all the high points of the face so that it reflects when there is light falling on the face. Wow, and she's looking gorgeous already. Actually, I've never had a single client, a single bride who's not looked into the mirror after the highlighter is done. 99% brides or clients, they will always look into the mirror after the highlighter is done, because it looks so beautiful on the face. We all love that dewiness, that glow on our face, and it's absolutely natural. It's okay. It is obvious that they will admire themselves, and that is what makes us smile as the artist. I'm rushing through this part of the video because this is just a repetition of what I have done on the other side, and we are loving the finish already. Do let me know. And I'm pretty much done with my makeover. The little finer details remaining, the mascara and all those things, and I will let you watch the rest of the look so that you can enjoy, and I will stop here. Let me know whether you've liked it or not. I would love to hear from you. Thank you very much. This is Manjari. Bye bye.